Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. As you can see, Saudi Arabia, obviously, we all know by now that Saudi Arabia has banned any foreigners to come to the country for the purpose of Hajj. Saudi Arabia, they have announced that this year's Hajj, means 2021, pilgrimage will be limited to only 60,000 vaccinated people from within the kingdom. Okay, from within the kingdom. So in other words, you are not allowed to perform Hajj if you are not from Saudi Arabia. The thing is that it is absolutely okay. Now, what is the issue? Okay, I agree with this, that yes, you should take precaution, because Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned in the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu khudhu hidrakum. O you who believe, take precaution. So as believers, we have to take precaution. This is something Quran commanded us to do, which is absolutely fine. What they're doing is absolutely fine. No problem. I agree 100%. So what is the problem that I see? Dear brothers and sisters, the problem I see is there is a hadith that talks about people deviating to such an extent where they would not even remember Allah Azza wa Jal anymore. Rasulullah said, "La taqumu saatu hatta la yuqala ard Allah Allah." The hour will not establish until people on earth will not take or mention the name of Allah. I see a problem in what they are doing right now when I apply that hadith. Okay, so let me explain to you. The kingdom, they ran a reduced pilgrimage last year. We know Saudi Arabia did that, but they still allowed a small number of people to take part in the annual event, which is again limited to Saudi Arabia, only Saudi citizen. Okay, so let's take a look at this one, because wallahi, the one that I want to share with you today, this report will open your mind. So let's take a look at what Saudi Arabia is doing. They are saying no to Hajj, and I agree with this, but I see a problem when I read the hadith that we might deviate to the point. I mean, the deviation doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. Slowly but surely, shaitan will feed you with wasawasa, with good advice. You know, he will never give you bad advice. He's always gonna give you good advice. Inni lakuma la minan nasihin. He came to Adam alayhis salam and Hawa, and he said to them, I am your sincere advisor. What Saudi Arabia is doing, let's take a look at this one. They have this giga project going on in the country, and I see no problem with that. Again, there is no problem. You want to make money through tourism, absolutely fine. They are undertaking, in other words, Saudi Arabia is undertaking a lot of tourism project to meet their 2030 vision. Okay, vision 2030, as you can see right here. And they have prepared for it. They are spending millions of dollars for it. They are going to be ready for it, and they want it to be ready as soon as possible. In fact, this is the report I want to show you. Saudi Arabia, this is a new one. This report was published on May 26, 2021. Saudi Arabia to resume a tourist visa soon, officials say. Okay, so in other words, Saudi Arabia cannot wait anymore. They have taken the precaution. They have taken the preparation. They're doing anything and everything possible in order to make sure that the country is open, the border is open for tourists. When is Hajj this year? The Hajj would be next month, I believe, July, I think 17 to 20, depending on the moon, obviously, but it will be next month in July. What time Saudi Arabia had in order to prepare for the Hajj? A lot of time. 2 years. Last 2 years, they are only allowing people from within Saudi Arabia. They are not allowing anybody else from outside Saudi Arabia to perform Hajj. They have, in other words, they are not prepared to host people who will be coming for Hajj. Part of the reason could be simply because, dear brothers and sisters, when people go for Hajj, Saudi Arabia doesn't really make much money other than the people that they spend on airlines, buying tickets and packages and things like that. However, when people go for tourism purposes, especially people from the West, they spend a lot of money when they are in Saudi Arabia, and they spend in dollars, okay, dollar amount, which makes the amount they profit from a lot more than if you spend, let's say, Indian rupee, Pakistani rupee, or Bangladeshi taka. So Saudi Arabia is making more money through that way. So the question is, dear brothers and sisters, is this something that we should be worried about? Is this something that we need to pay attention to? The simple answer to the question would be, I mean, it depends on how you see things. Some people that are okay with this, they're saying, take it easy, don't rush to open your borders, take precaution, wait for the right moment, and then we will see what happens. Other people are saying, no, this is not right thing to do. They are freaking out. They're going like, oh man, like, you guys are deviating. You're gonna be dalala, this and that. We don't want to be part of you. You guys are just ruining the city. So in other words, different people have different way of looking at it. What we find is very, very strange, to say the least. I have few comments here. Big fan. Jazakallah khair. I have Mushtaq Shiraz. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. So the surprising that we find and the strange thing that we find, dear brothers and sisters, is that one hand you have a country where they are preparing the country for tourism and opening its border as soon as possible. On the other hand, you have the same country. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit uncomfortable for many. On the other hand, you have a country that was never prepared for Hajj, even though now we have the vaccine. Okay, yes, last year maybe it was different, but we had this vaccine now. We had this vaccine actually from several months. Now it's more than several months, actually more than 4 or 5 months. I don't remember. The point here is that they could have used these vaccines to make sure that whoever will come to Saudi Arabia will be vaccinated. They could have done it and opened the border. They could also limit the number of people they will be taking. They could even say that we will not take people from this country because these countries are not taking serious steps in terms of vaccinating its people. So we don't feel comfortable coming people from those countries. They could have done it. And they could have opened the Hajj season for people, let's say, from countries where people are getting vaccinated. Instead of doing that, they said no, they shut the door for the entire Muslim Ummah. It is something very bizarre, to say the least. It is coming at a time when Saudi Arabia is opening its border to tourism. We have people coming from the Western countries to do concerts, play music, dance, opening restaurants and bars. And at the same time, you also have Muslims are not able to go to perform Hajj. So this is something. This is a contrast that is pretty much visible to anyone with a limited understanding of what is happening in the world. They can easily see it. The contrast here is so obvious. Now the question is, we know that what they are doing can be questioned, and it is questionable. Whatever Saudi Arabia is doing right now is something we need to question them. They cannot just decide on their own. They definitely, especially for the Muslims, they need to give an answer. They need to tell us that we are making a decision that you guys will not be coming for Hajj, and these are the reasons. They are not doing that. They are just making the decision on their own, and they're going to shut the border. Ibrahim, what exactly is wrong with this? Tourists are allowed on a limited basis in limited numbers. You are comparing the most crowded events at all time tourism. Fear Allah. Okay, so this brother, he is probably from Saudi Arabia, brother Ibrahim. What is wrong with this? What is wrong with this is very easy to understand. You have people coming for performing music, playing, performing in concerts. You have people now, they are bringing in so many changes. On the other hand, you also have ulama, sheikhs, scholars who are being imprisoned, being thrown in behind bars. You also have people, tourism, in the name of tourism. It's not just tourism, people wearing hijab and full clothing. These tourists, they will come naked, half naked. So this is where the problem is. Okay, I'm talking to this guy, Ibrahim. You don't see the problem in a kingdom that should be an Islamic kingdom, Islamic country, should fear Allah more than any other country in the world. They are opening their borders to people to come and perform naked, dance, to perform naked and walk nude on beaches. But then you also have problem people coming to your country because you fear that people will come with virus, and you are stopping them from performing Hajj. That's the problem. This is not a country like any other country. So before you give anybody advice, I think that you need to really be careful and do not tell people to fear Allah, because you need to fear Allah first. And if you fear Allah, then you will not open your mouth, your tongue. So do not ever give advice to people, hey, fear Allah. Who are you to say fear Allah? Yes, you can remind them through good manners. There is nothing wrong with that. But coming on YouTube and telling everybody, hey, fear Allah, fear Allah, fear Allah, it doesn't make you look like one, you actually fear Allah. So you have to fear your tongue too, that you're actually abusing. So we see a lot of things going in Saudi Arabia that are not Islamic. They are not obviously becoming more religious. That is something that we can all agree. Okay, we see Saudi Arabia, whatever steps they're taking, it is not Islamic. It is not pleasing to Allah, in other words. But it is the exact opposite. So that's where it is a big problem. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, like this video if you did, share this video, and inshallah I'll see you soon again. Assalamu alaikum.